These are the dominant business models. And that means that they are going to continue to outperform the market over the next 5 to 10 years. And I think a lot of value investors have really been perplexed by that. And basically, what they're doing is becoming platform conglomerates. And what they're doing is stacking platform business on top of platform business. This cool little company, not little, I'm kidding, the biggest ETF company in the world, independent ETF company, they've got about $60 billion under management, called WisdomTree, launched the world's first index on platform businesses. And the cool thing is that the PLAT index here, PLAT, has about 69 public platform company stocks in it. These are all of the public platform stocks that have over a $2 billion market cap globally. And this is the first of its kind. There's no other basket of companies. There's no other easy way to say, hey, if platforms are the dominant business model out there, which they are, how could I take advantage of that? How could I bring that into my portfolio? A lot of people have asked us that over the years.
This is a question we got a lot around the time that the book came out in 2016. So someone read the book would say, great, I agree with you. This is the dominant business model. How do I go invest in that? Particularly a lot of people, hedge funds and investment advisors. And the answer was really, there isn't a way. There's a handful of these companies out there, but no one had really created a systematic way for you to bet on this as an asset class.
The year-to-date performance on the index is about 6.95%. And when I compare, I compare some comparables. I look at the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100. I look at IYW, which is the largest tech sector ETF. So that has linear SaaS companies in it, like an Oracle, maybe Netflix, I don't know, and platform companies. And we look at which one is doing better, and Plat's beating them so far. And our thesis when writing the book was that these are the dominant business models. And that means that they are going to continue to outperform the market over the next 5 to 10 years. And I think a lot of value investors have really been perplexed by that, in the sense of how have even the large cap tech stocks, the FAMGAs, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple, continue to outperform the market over the past 10 years, even though they've been public for a long time.
I was just speaking with an analyst and a group of investors about this a week or two ago. And the question really was, okay, is these profit margins for these platform companies are so high, is this going to continue? Is this realistic? And the answer in short was yes, because this is a different business model. You have to understand this operates in a different way than the traditional kind of businesses you're used to. And that means the financial performance is going to be different.
And what that goes back to is, look at Facebook, look at Google, look at Apple, Amazon, etc. When they have a dominant platform, so for Amazon, that's the marketplace. For Facebook, that's the initial Facebook social network. What these companies start to become are massive new business incubation engines, and they have teams and teams and teams and teams. And basically, what they're doing is becoming platform conglomerates. And what they're doing is stacking platform business on top of platform business. And they're taking one or both sides of their existing ecosystem and using that to move into other adjacent or complementary platform models. How would you describe that?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it's very different than how you're used to typical businesses expanding in terms of vertical or horizontal integration. It kind of defies that type of categorization. Really what it is I'm a platform. I have one side of the network, whether that's consumers or producers, that also overlaps with this other kind of core transaction where they would fulfill one side of that network. And I'm going to use this existing network I have and this user base to rotate into that other core transaction.
It's very, very cool. And I think that really, to me, is an easy way to understand how large cap tech stocks, which are basically all platforms except for Netflix, are able to continue to outperform the market. And I think will continue to outperform the market over the next 5 to 10 years. Look at why Microsoft is now the most valuable tech company in the world. It's because of Azure and then the development platform that they have on top of Azure that they've really been able to then use. The way that Satya describes this is that the producers, the common producer thread throughout all the platforms are their developers.
Right.
And their developers can now build apps for Azure They can build apps for the operating system. They can for the Surface. And he has been so laser focused on that alignment.
The old Steve Ballmer line: developers, 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 developers.
Yeah, but you got to say it with a little more enthusiasm and sweat a lot, and then you've got it on lock.
And then you invest in Windows Phone.
Yeah. I mean that was what Bill Gates said. That was their only,
big miss.
Yeah, that they should have owned that.